Okay, today I'm in downtown Manchester, and right now I'm in the tech district of downtown. Old Amoskeag Mill buildings, and it's pretty deserted over here. Normally all these parking lots are filled up beyond capacity, and the street is usually overflowing on each side with people parked. So it looks like a lot of people have shifted to working at home. Here's a building owned by the electric utility, and over there is their parking lot. Looks like everyone's working from home, and there's some restaurants scattered in over here, and a lot of them are closed. We're going to continue down through the Mill Yard Tech District here and take a look what else is going on. So there's some of the businesses here in the Mill Yard. There's several college campus branches over here, and there's a little bit more cars over here, but way less than half of what there normally is. The street is abandoned, but a lot of these buildings were revamped really nicely. Instead of getting torn down, they've been restored, and they're huge buildings. Up ahead there's going to be Dean Kamen's headquarters. He's a very famous inventor. He invented the Segway. So we're going to keep walking as we get to more college campuses, etc. Here's part of a nicely restored mill building. It was built in 1886. So there's a couple more of the industries over here that usually are bustling in the week, and here's another 3/4 empty parking lot and an empty street as we keep going down. This is Commercial Street. Here's another mill building made in 1915, and some of the businesses housed over there. This is a very empty parking lot. And up on the left is construction of a new hotel. We'll keep going that way. 500 Commercial Street. There's a restaurant over there, and that's the bridge that connects the east and west side of the city. On the west side there's more old mill buildings. Construction of a new hotel building there on the left. It looks like we got workers still working on that. And that's a big that new retaining wall. That's new. And then on the right, we're going to be coming up on a view of the historic Merrimack River. I'm going to go down there and get closer. That's a nice, very historic to this city river. The mighty Merrimack River, very important to these old mill buildings. These textile mills were largest producing textile mills in the world back in the day. Now they've turned into a lot of tech buildings, industrial buildings. There used to be several bridges that crossed the river, some of them pedestrian, and they got wiped out in various storms. And there's on the west side of the river more old buildings, mill buildings, a lot of them restored. So normally this time of the day, this parking area would be very full, overflowing, and as you can see, it's quiet right now. A lot of people working at home, a lot of people laid off, all due to current situations going on. And here's another business here. We're at the Cotton building. It just dawned on me right now that cotton named after the mills that made products made out of cotton back in the day. This is Cotton Restaurant right here. Okay, so the bottom, there is Cotton Restaurant right there, but here's more businesses. Cotton Restaurant is closed, by the way, right now. So here's another empty parking lot. And there's some more of the historic mill buildings over there. And then the hotel, new hotel over there. And we're gonna be coming up on Dean Kamen's headquarters coming up pretty soon. We'll keep walking south on Commercial Street. 400 Commercial Street, building built in 1890. So here's some of the buildings, some of the tenants. Deca, that's Dean Kamen, and a couple others. And Dean Kamen's headquarters is just up ahead. Guy that invented the Segway. He's also inventing a water purification system, especially for third world countries where the water is garbage and it filters it and turns it into drinkable water. That's pretty amazing. And here's the visitor entrance to Deca, Dean Kamen's building, a beautifully restored mill building. And then there's the other part of it right there. And there's more cars down this area. I'm curious if Deca employees are considered essential employees. Across the street, that's a beautiful restored building right there. That's huge. It's an old mill building restored for apartments. Look at the size of that building. I can't imagine how much it costed to restore that building. Up on the right is the Wambeck Mills, one of the most famous of the mill buildings here in Manchester. And as we get closer, I'll continue with the video. So we have, looks like a robot here being tested. So this guy works for Dean Kamen, Deca, that I was just talking about, and that's pretty cool. And he's getting some bugs out of the system and making it work. There's a cafe here in the Wambeck Mill building. This has been really nicely restored. Some of these buildings were in very, very rough condition, and they were all being proposed to be knocked down, and it's good that they weren't, because this is a big piece of history. These buildings were powered by a workforce of immigrants from Quebec and all over, but it was mostly French Canadians. And we're going to continue south towards the University of New Hampshire campus. And there's the Mill Yard Museum. I've been there before. Excellent museum. And over there on the left are some converted mill buildings. Those used to be, they would call them dorms, but it was housing for the mill workers. And now they are condos. And there's the southern tip of the Wambeck Mill building. And we're going to be up ahead. There is the UNH Campus. That's another big building. Of course, that's all deserted right now too. And you can see more empty parking lots. And then there's the intersection of Granite Street ahead. After that is WMUR Channel 9. And then the minor league Fisher Cats baseball stadium. So this is the tech center of Manchester. Almost completely shut down right now.